Google has become one of the leading players in AI, launching some of the most powerful tools in every area of AI, while also baking it into every corner of their existing ecosystem, in places a lot of people haven't even noticed yet. There is so much here for productivity, content creation, business, and really everything. And the best part is everything I'm about to show you is completely free. There are a few main ways to access Google's AI tools that I'll cover, but I'm starting in the Gemini app with a very overlooked capability that I've been using a lot: building mini apps to speed up repetitive tasks or even completely automate them. It's gotten insanely easy to do, and in some cases you're not just getting a free tool, you're replacing something that you might already be paying for. So I have to come up with titles and thumbnails all the time, so let's create something that will help with that. I'm going to turn on the canvas feature here. Create an app that will start as a YouTube title exploder, generating 20 new engaging YouTube titles based on the user input of a title idea. The user will then select one of those titles and you will generate a thumbnail related to the topic that will be clickable for YouTube using the user's face on the image. So I'll send that. It's not a great prompt, but honestly, I think that's better for a demo to show how easy this is. So it starts building right away. It's writing all of the code. Then that was probably like 10 or 15 seconds and it'll launch the app. Let's give it a try. 30 free Google AI features. Some of these are really good. I'll just use this top one. And the title popped up down here and I can create the thumbnail. I've got this picture of me. Let's see if I can just drag it in. Nice, looks like it should be there. So generate personalized thumbnail. And yeah, honestly, that is not bad. Definitely not the style I normally use, but I didn't give it any direction at all. But I can come right down here and make any changes I want. Add a feature where I can upload a thumbnail as a style reference of the thumbnails I like. Then it will generate one using the same style, but based around the new title idea. Also add a feature to make changes using natural language. So I'll send that. Again, not a great prompt, but we'll see how that comes back. All right, there it is. Give it another try. Again, a bunch of good titles. This first one is pretty solid. Then I'll upload my face again. And I've got this thumbnail from a recent video that I'll use as the style reference. And we'll see what it does this time. Then, actually, that's a pretty good thumbnail right out of the gate. I even got some decent text on this one. It tried to match the style from the previous thumbnail. But let's test out one of their edits they have. Change my expression to surprised. It looks like there's an error in the code, but you can kind of see the thumbnail behind that. That actually looks just perfect. Exactly what I was looking for. And I'll just say, fix the error that just happened at the end of the workflow. And just from that, it should be able to fix it. And I'll jump through this since we've already covered it all. Pick a title, upload me and the style reference. Then there's the thumbnail. That looks great. I will edit the expression and perfect. How about another? And another. That's the one that's going to get me some views. Normally, I would add more prompt engineering and context of titles and thumbnails I like to get results closer to what I want. But that works great for a quick test. Like just about everyone has something in their work or business that could be automated like this. Expense reports, product mockups, landing pages, content calendars, and it can get much more complex than that too. And as a bonus, you can even share this with someone else so they can use it too. Adding just a little bit of interface makes a workflow so much easier and more enjoyable than a plain chat window. Even if I could have just done this going back and forth in a chat, it feels a lot better this way. I want to make a note here. As of the filming of this video, there has been news that Nano Banana 2 and also Gemini 3 are coming out very soon. Both of those, according to early testers, are very good. But since I'm focusing on features in this video, those releases won't change anything I'm talking about. They'll only make it better. Like editing these thumbnails should just look even better with Nano Banana 2. Or maybe I would have saved a prompt and not had to fix that bug that popped up if this was Gemini 3. So every one of these features will still apply, just a little better with the new models, whenever they come out. Now, we'll come to the other Gemini features in a second, but I want to keep going with this app creation topic first. If you want to have more control over the logic, the model, or even how it connects to other data, that's where AI Studio comes in. And very recently, they released a big update to the build section for vibe coding to make it really easy to build complex apps with advanced functionality. In AI Studio, you just come down here to build, and then same idea, you write a prompt, but then they have all these ways to supercharge your apps with AI. Nano Banana, voice apps, animate images with VO, use Google search or maps data, and then a ton more options down here. And they even have this I'm feeling lucky button that generates an app idea for you to help understand the process. How about a children's coloring book generator? I've actually built a very similar idea in other programs before. So we'll see how that works. The name, theme space dinosaurs, I'd probably have it edit these colors, but we'll go with this for now. Generate a book. And the coloring book is ready. So I can download the PDF. Then here's what that looked like. I mean, those are pretty solid coloring book pages. Notes with very little guidance. And I'll see what chat with Sparkle is. Okay, I guess they added a chatbot to this as well. So you get the idea. But they've added a bunch of really cool features here. They have these drag and drop annotation boxes that let you make visual changes much more easily rather than trying to explain everything through text. Change these colors so it's easier to see. It's add to chat and send the prompt. So if that worked, I can't go too deep diving into a demo with this one because that would take a while, but you can build very advanced apps in here, even full games. And they also have a bunch of examples in the gallery so you can get a feel for what's possible. And just like with Gemini, you can share these with others too. So this is definitely the next level if you want more customization. And AI Studio is completely free, and it has a lot more features beyond app building that I'll show later. But I want to introduce the third platform for accessing Google's AI features, Google Labs. So these are pre-built experiments that Google has created, implementing all their AI products for different use cases. You could probably even vibe code some of these yourself in AI Studio, but they have them ready to go here if you don't want to. One of the newest is this experimental AI-powered marketing tool, Pomelli. From just your website, it generates a full editable social media campaign. So I'll use our website, Futurepedia. Actually, instead of doing the homepage, I'll go up to AI courses. And this is our Skill Leap AI learning platform where we have over 30 full courses for learning AI for business, productivity, and creativity. So I'm going to paste that link in and submit. Now it will generate our business DNA, the style guide, fonts, color palette, media, just everything about our brand. I'll just go ahead and approve that. Then it will suggest campaign ideas, or you can prompt specifics if you'd like. This one here, over 30 expert courses, one price. I'll go with that, and it generates a series of creatives using our aesthetics and voice. And these are all editable to refine further. So this is pretty amazing, although there are definitely a few features I hope they add to this. But it's a very useful tool already. Basically what you'd get from a marketing team brainstorming session, but in seconds. And there's lots more tools in here, but one more I'll showcase quickly is Opal. This is another no-code builder for rapid prototyping, but it uses a very different visual node-based interface. They have a bunch of examples you can look through for inspiration, or I'll click Create New. How about an app that writes newsletters based on AI news? The newsletter should include images from news stories as well as generate images when needed. Then very quickly, it created this full automated workflow. I can zoom in and click through each node to see what it's doing. I'll just go ahead and give it a test. Write this week's newsletter. It asks for specific topics of interest. I'll just say generative AI, but I'm sure I could add in specific stories I want covered. Then it thinks and goes through each step and generates the full newsletter. I'll open this in full screen to check it out. The header image looks great. Most of these points seem a bit generic, but I could of course go through and customize each step of this process using natural language, then also just dragging nodes around and adjusting the flow. So there's just another way to create automated workflows for yourself, depending on what style you prefer to work with. There's a lot more here in Google Labs too, a mix of smaller experimental tools that are worth exploring. There's Whisk, which lets you generate and remix visual ideas with AI. Music AI Sandbox, it's a full suite built for musicians, producers, and songwriters to speed up their workflow. Mixboard is an AI-powered concept board for exploring and refining ideas. Learn Your Way turns static textbooks or PDFs into interactive learning experiences. There's Food Mood, where you can mix ideas from different cuisines and cultures and then instantly get a recipe. There's also Flow, which is their filmmaking tool that uses their most advanced image and video models. I'll cover that in the image and video section though. Most of these are a little more niche, but they're fun to mess around with. You might find something that fits perfectly with what you're working on. Now let's jump back over to the Gemini app, the main place most people use Gemini. You can do all the usual stuff you'd expect from any chat model, but there are a few things in here that really stand out. A big one is that it can actually understand video. For example, if you've ever seen an AI generated video go viral and thought, how did they even prompt that? You could just drop in the video. Like I've got this one right here.
Hey guys, meet my new friend, Fluffy. Isn't he cute?
Just drag that right into the prompt box and drop it in. Watch this video, then give me a text-to-video prompt to recreate it using an AI video generator. Include the audio and dialogue. Now it watches the video, figures out what's happening in the shot, and builds a matching text prompt that I can just reuse. Got this whole prompt here. Now let's paste this in and generate using VO 3.1 fast.
Hey guys, meet my new friend, Fluffy. Isn't he cute? Hey guys.
All right, that was basically perfect, other than a random weird splash at the end. But I would say it nailed that. I've used this to recreate styles, camera moves, or even lighting descriptions from different clips. Now, if you have something you do regularly, you can save time by creating a gem. These are custom versions of Gemini that give you tailored responses without having to build a full app. They're super easy to make. You just click New Gem, you add any reference files you want for context, just give it a name, quick little description, then I'll type in the instructions. I'm gonna do just a super basic version here and then show they actually have this button down here, use Gemini to rewrite instructions. When I click that, it will make them way better. Now it expanded on that small description I gave. It enhanced this a lot. You can definitely go through and make sure it all looks good, but I will just use it as is. And you can test over here, see how it comes back, and then make changes if you want to. I'm just gonna click save. Now, anytime I come up here to gems, I can click on that video to prompt extractor. Then I'll use a different video I came across on Twitter. Pretty complex action scene. So I'm gonna drop that in and then just click submit and it should know exactly what to do. Video was analyzed, extracted all the core elements, style, and cinematic attributes, gave me a summary of that, and then at the bottom has the text to video prompt. So I will copy that. And this one I'm gonna do in the new Hilo 2.3 model. I think that's what the original was created in, so I'll paste in this new prompt, and then I will submit it. Let's take a look. And honestly, yeah, that looks amazing. Did a great job matching the original clip. And Hilo is getting so good at these action scene physics. Yeah, definitely impressed by that. Not really the topic of this video though. So that's how easy it is to create these to help speed up repetitive tasks. And that was without adding anything to the knowledge base. But if you want to, you just drag files in and drop them right here. If I wanted to use Gemini to help me write scripts, I could add in 2 of my own scripts as context so it gets a feel for my style, tone, and pacing. Then I would add the custom instructions here, the name and description. Then anytime I need help writing a script, it's going to do that using my voice. So gems are these quick, repeatable flows that can save you time every day. I have a bunch of these that I use all the time. Being able to set up quick automations and tools like this is awesome. But when you want something that connects tools, makes decisions, and adapts to what's happening in real time, you need a platform built for it. That's where Make comes in. Make has been one of the go-to platforms for automation for years, but now that they've incorporated AI agents, the possibilities have exploded. You're not just creating automations anymore, you're orchestrating entire AI-driven workflows. Make AI agents understand goals in plain language and dynamically adjust how they work to achieve them. So instead of fixed, rule-based systems, they can adapt as things change. Now, instead of showing the highly specific agents we use to actually help run Futurepedia, I want to use a broader, more universal example. So this is my personal assistant agent built in Make. I've connected it to all sorts of automations, reading my calendar and email, and even more advanced things like researching new AI stories or drafting content ideas. I used to run all of these automations separately, each on different timers or triggers, but that got messy pretty fast. So now I have one central AI agent in Make that orchestrates everything together. So I can just message it things like put my meeting with Sam Altman on my calendar, and it knows what tool to use and adds it seamlessly. Or I can drop in a link to an article and ask it to create content for it. And mine is actually connected through Slack since that's where I work most of the time. So here's what came back just from dropping in an article. It has posts formatted for 8 different platforms, plus an image it generated on its own, and images it pulled from the articles that I can also use. That's all just from a single message in Slack. And the agent can do way more than that. But another really cool part is seeing it all visually in Make's new grid view. You see how each system connects and how the data flows. It's really useful for building and understanding the systems well, and it's also great for visual troubleshooting. These systems seem intimidating at first if you've never used one, but all of this is no code, just a simple drag and drop interface. It's very beginner friendly while also having the ability to scale. And they even have thousands of pre-built templates you can start from, and over 2,000 integrated apps. You can get a free month of the Pro plan, which includes 10,000 operations using the link in the description. It is the easiest way to start building your own automations and AI agents and become basically a manager and orchestrator of all these little digital employees. So big thanks to Make for sponsoring this video and for creating one of the easiest AI agent platforms out there. One other cool thing you can do in Gemini is it handles data analysis really well. I'll drop in this data set I got off Kaggle. It's a CSV about Pokemon. I'll just say, analyze this and give me 5 useful visualizations of this data. So it processes the data, creates charts, and explains the insights all in one go. Another thing that really separates Gemini from other chat models is how good its image capabilities are. Google has amazing video also, but we'll need to go somewhere else to look at that. So you can use Nano Banana right in here. Just uploaded this image from Jurassic Park. Change this to daytime. Yeah, there it is. That looks perfect. It does an incredible job editing images. But I prefer to do all of this using their Flow platform. You have better controls for things like aspect ratio. Also, you can generate the videos right in here as well. I'm going to switch over to frames to video, then I'll click generate an image. Now I'll switch the aspect ratio to vertical, then add my prompt and send it. I generated 4 options, and this one is pretty perfect. I got all the text I asked for, and it looks like a great magazine cover. So it generated that using Imagen, and then I can edit it using Nano Banana if I want to. How about change them to leopard print sunglasses? Boom, got it. And I can save this as an ingredient, and that uses it as the first frame of a video. I wanted to demonstrate the text capabilities, but this is a weird example to turn into a video. So I'll say text disappears, and Capybara jumps into the pool. All right, let's see how that worked. That's perfect. Got a pretty nice song that syncs up right when it lands in the pool too. So that was just a quick demo, but these are some of the top models out there right now. Each video and image model has different strengths and weaknesses. I've done full deep dive videos on Nano Banana and Veo 3.1, plus comparing them to all the other leading video generators and image editing models. So if you want to see everything that's possible and not possible right now, definitely check those out. They are so much fun to use. And one last thing worth mentioning in Gemini before we move on to other platforms is deep research. This one is limited on the free plan, but it's an agentic model, meaning it doesn't just answer once and stop. It actually goes off for a while, finds new information, cross-checks sources, and then comes back with a kind of mini literature review. It's great for when you really want to dig into a topic and get something that feels more like a research summary than a normal chat answer. On the topic of research, I have to talk about NotebookLM. I do use it for more than just studying or learning, but that's how most people start using it. And honestly, it is becoming one of my favorite AI tools out right now. How it works, you can create notebooks by uploading up to 50 sources on any topic. It's multimodal, so you can use PDFs with images or text files, YouTube videos, and websites all in the same notebook. If you want to expand it even more, you can click Discover Sources and add related material. And it can hold up to 25 million words, which is massive, way beyond what a standard chat model can handle. And it's not using that all as input, it uses retrieval augmented generation, meaning it actually searches through your sources to find relevant sections. Then it uses that as context before answering. Then it cites exactly where the info came from so you can click through to double check it. And that alone helps with one of the biggest problems with chat models, hallucinations. They don't disappear completely, but they drop way down when the model's grounded in your own data, as long as you're using good data. And from there, you can do some really cool things like ask it to turn your research into a quiz, a video overview, a report, a mind map, a set of flashcards, or podcast mode where it creates a natural conversation between 2 AI hosts based on your notes. You can just hit play, lean back, and listen to your research being explained, or you can even call into that podcast and ask questions in real time.
Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're really digging into retrieval augmented generation.
Oh, wait. Someone wants to join. Hey, go for it.
Can you explain how vector databases work in simple terms?
Oh, that's a great question.
That's the core component of RAG.
And we absolutely can break that down simply.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Think of a vector database less like a traditional database.
You know, with rows and columns.
Exactly. Instead, think of it as a really specialized address book for ideas.
An address book for meaning.
Precisely.
This is the best tool I've found for actually retaining information because you can see it, hear it, and interact with it all in one place. So I am genuinely such a big fan of this one. I even did a full video just on NotebookLM and every feature it has. So if you want to go deeper with that, it's definitely worth checking out. Gemini also has a really solid voice mode if you'd rather talk than type, which I do sometimes, especially on mobile. What type of stuff can you do?
Well, I can chat with you about almost anything. Your hobbies, what you're hoping to learn, or even help you brainstorm new ideas. What's on your mind today?
So what do you think of these?
Those sweet and salty kettle clusters look delicious.
How about the ingredients and nutrition facts here? Do you think this is a healthy snack?
It looks like these clusters have some good stuff. Lots of vitamins and minerals, but they're also pretty high in fat and added sugar. So they might not be the healthiest choice for a regular snack, but they could be okay sometimes.
So you can see it can recognize what's there. And that had a lot of information on the label, and it gave me an answer right away. I don't use that all the time, but it does make Gemini feel more like an actual assistant. I want to jump back into AI Studio for a minute and show a few of the things I didn't cover earlier. Now, at first glance, it looks kind of intimidating, But once you start clicking around, it's actually pretty simple to use. And even if you're using it just for chatting, there are a few nice extras. You can loosen up some of the restrictions that exist in the regular Gemini app. You can compare model outputs side by side or adjust the temperature, which basically controls how creative or consistent the model's responses are. It also tracks token usage in real time, which is pretty nice if you're testing longer prompts or like uploading videos or building something more complex. But it does have some more unique tools. It lets you talk to Gemini through your mic while sharing your screen, and it can follow along visually and give you tips and answer questions. So it can do things like help you learn a new software in real time, walking you through as you go. Now to do that, I'll just click live. And then I can share my screen. I'll do Adobe Premiere. But how do I remove the background on this?
You can do that by applying the Ultra Key effect to the minimalist deskpad with grid.png clip. You'll need to use the eyedropper tool to select the white background color in the program monitor.
Okay, I added the Ultra Key effect. What do I do again?
Now locate the Ultra Key settings in the Effect Controls panel. See the eyedropper tool next to key color? Click that, and then click the white background in the program monitor to make it transparent.
That worked pretty well. I still kind of see some of the background there, though.
You can adjust the setting dropdown in the Ultra Key settings to aggressive to help remove any remaining background. If that's still not enough, let me know and I can suggest some other tweaks.
Yeah, I need a little more.
Okay, try adjusting the transparency, highlight, and shadow settings under matte generation in the Ultra Key settings. These can help refine the edges and remove any remaining background. Start by making small adjustments.
All right, how does this look?
Adjusting the transparency setting seems to have removed most of the remaining background. How does it look to you now?
I think it looks great.
Great! Glad I could help. Let me know if you need anything else.
And there's all the creative generation tools, same ones I showed before, like Nano Banana for images, VO for video generation, text-to-speech. And they also have all of those app and game creation, vibe coding features I showed earlier. So AI Studio is somewhere you can go when you want more control and customization over everything. Now I want to spend a little time on the more traditional Google products, the ones you probably use all the time. I want to show how they've integrated AI in some really helpful ways, some of which I think most people haven't really noticed yet. This is going to be much more rapid fire than the previous parts of this video. A huge update was AI mode in Google search. I'm sure you've seen the AI overview pop up at the top of your results, that little summary box that gives you quick answers. But you can also click into the full AI mode, which takes it further. You can actually chat with Gemini about whatever you're searching for. So that's great for comparing things or digging into complex questions without having to open up a bunch of tabs. Basically an easy way to just jump into chatting with Gemini about your searches. Not too much to explain there. They do have this virtual try-on feature. That's a pretty fun one. You can see how clothing fits on real models with different body types, and Google's expanding that into other categories like furniture and home decor. So you can preview how something looks in your space before buying it. Google Lens keeps getting smarter. Now it combines with Gemini to give you full context about what you're seeing. So you can point your camera at a product, a plant, or even a math problem, then ask a follow-up question about it right on the spot. In Gmail, they've basically replaced the need for a ton of the paid AI email tools that popped up over the past couple years. You have the obvious ones like Smart Reply and Help Me Write, which can draft full emails from a short prompt. You can also have it summarize long email threads, which can be a time saver. It'll surface the main points so you don't have to scroll through 20 replies to figure out what's going on. Now, in Gmail and the other existing Google products, many of these features are accessible from this Gemini button up top that opens up a side panel that uses Gemini for chatting, but with the context and access to what's on your screen and in the files you're interacting with. One thing I found pretty helpful is asking it to find specific emails by context, like find my hotel reservation from June, or show that package tracking email from last summer. Things you might not have an exact search term for. It'll dig through your inbox and pull it up instantly. And here's one that still surprises people. You can actually generate images right inside an email. So if you're like pitching a concept or sending a client idea, you can generate visuals on the spot without ever leaving Gmail. In Google Sheets, they use AI to make creating structured templates much faster. You can ask for a budget tracker or a content calendar or a project plan, and it'll build it instantly. Formulas and formatting included. Then there's SmartFill, which predicts and auto-completes data patterns and formula generation. You just describe what you want instead of remembering syntax. You can even tell it to create charts or visualizations on the spot. This makes Sheets much easier to navigate and implement the more advanced features without having to learn formulas or look up tutorials. Google Docs has all the expected writing assistants, but the cool part is you can now reference files directly from Drive. You can say, write a paragraph based on this document, then it will pull the context for you. There's also tone and length adjustments, so you can quickly make something sound more casual or more professional. Normal AI writing stuff. Now in Google Meet, there's the noise cancellation and live captions, but it can also generate meeting summaries and action items after a call, so you don't have to take notes yourself. That's another one that's replacing a lot of paid tools. Many of the AI meeting assistants can do more than that, but a lot of people don't need more than that. There's also a new one called Google Vids, kind of like a hybrid between slides and a video editor. You can record your screen, cut clips together, generate slides, and then drop in VO3 clips or AI avatars to narrate your video. It's built mostly for business use right now, but can definitely be useful for the right people. So yeah, Google has created extremely powerful AI tools in every area of AI and baked it into just about every corner of their ecosystem. And all of it is free to use. Now, if you want to go much deeper into learning AI, we have a full course platform at Futurepedia with over 1,000 lessons across over 30 AI courses. You can find full learning paths on ChatGPT, prompt engineering, automation, video generation, coding with AI. Plus, we've already created a lot on Google tools like Gemini, NotebookLM, and Nano Banana. And there's a lot more. It's all included in one subscription. You can get a 7-day free trial using the link in the description. Or if you want to dive much deeper into my favorite Google AI tool, NotebookLM, check out this video right here. It goes super deep and covers everything.